At the sound of the tone, it will be time to imagine it. We are inside the Imagination Station downtown with the chief scientist, Carl Nelson, and we have a bottle of vino. This is not for the kids, I take it.
Actually, there's some really cool science here you can do at home, even without the wine.
Okay.
So go ahead and pour us a couple glasses.
Now, if you're going to do this part, check with your parents.
That's right. So before we get to the wine part, we need to understand a little bit about liquids and surface tension. If you want, go ahead and give us a generous pour. Give us a little bit. We need a little bit more in there.
I was doing what I normally get.
Okay, that's good. That's a good amount. Go ahead and a little bit more in there. So this tray is filled with water. And the water molecules on the top surface experience something we call surface tension.
Okay.
Okay? It's because the water molecules below them are pulling down more than the air molecules are pulling up. So there's sort of like a net downward force. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little fine powder on top of the water just so we can kind of see what's happening.
Don't get in my wine.
No, not in the wine. Okay. So fine powder on top of the water. Now, Tony, what I want you to do is take a little bit of this ethyl alcohol and just do a little drop right in the center.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So just squeeze out a little drop right in the center, and we're going to see what happens. Turns out that ethyl alcohol has a lower surface tension than the water. And so when it first goes in, you can see there's sort of this force that draws things back because we're creating a surface tension gradient. Say that phrase.
Surface tension gradient.
That, okay, this is endlessly fun, I know, but we're going to stop.
You look gradient this evening.
Yes, okay, stop that. Take that away. Now, the cool thing, take your glass of wine.
Sure.
If you've ever done this, take a glass of wine and you sort of swirl it.
The legs. You're looking for the legs.
Look for the legs. Now, you're probably not going to see that. That's why I set up this little light box thing here. What's happening is we're creating a thin film of wine on the inside of the glass. And look, it's happening now. You see those little droplets, those little tears falling down? Uh-huh. Why does that happen? What's the phrase I had you remember? Surface tension gradient. Surface tension gradient. Okay, so look, inside the wine glass. We got a wine glass here.
Going to the board.
Going to the board. And inside there we have some wine. So we got wine at the bottom, and near the edge it forms a really thin film. Now it turns out there's a great surface area to volume ratio here. All that means is the alcohol can evaporate quickly. It gets out of there. What does it leave behind? Water.
Okay.
Water. And water has a high surface tension. We saw that before.
So that's what's stuck to the side.
There's a flow of wine that moves up, and it forms a droplet of wine at the top. Now, eventually, that droplet, that ring, gets so big, gravity wins and pulls it down. And that's why you see those little droplets falling down. It's all that surface tension gradient, right? And now, if you don't have wine, you don't want to do that. Another cool way to do this is right here in this little petri dish, I have some oil, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to do one tiny little drop of a mixture of food coloring and rubbing alcohol.
Should we look up here?
And then we're going to look up there. So I'm going to do one tiny drop right in the center.
Happening in real time.
And see what happens. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
We've taken gravity out of the equation.
Oh, man, that is trippy.
That little droplet in the middle, that's sort of like the mother droplet. It's shrinking and shrinking as the alcohol evaporates, and then we're left behind with this beautiful little array of tiny droplets. And you can do it again and again. We can make the droplet even bigger. That is the world's best lava lamp.
Look at that.
It's like a micro, yeah, I didn't think of that, but it's like a micro lava lamp. It's really pretty cool. All because of the surface tension gradient.
I like to call it the STG.
Or it's actually called the Marangoni Effect.
Oh, the Marangoni Effect.
Marangoni Effect. If you want to.
Named after Marangoni?
After Marangoni,
all
absolutely.
Right.
That's why you get those legs in your glass of wine, or really anything that's a mixture of water and alcohol.
All right. Well, speaking of which, you have something coming up that's for grown-ups only here at the Imagination Station.
On the 13th, we're having an event all about wine and chocolate.
Oh,
Check out the website. It's a Thursday night adult-only event, 21 and over. All the details are there, and we're going to be having wine.
All right. And that's how you imagine it.